We can handle all online courses: computer science, business math, business and management, business and finance, business and accounting, human resource management, history, English, literature, nursing, psychology, statistics, information technology, applied sciences, and many more. We will help you in weekly quizzes, assignments, exams, thesis writing, dissertation writing, Matlab, all courses.
Alright, well, this demo today really kind of closely resembles some of my past history as a financial controller, accountant, in a variety of industries, where you have templates or reports where they look almost identical to each unit of your business. For example, my last job in industry, I was a plant controller every plant out there, including us, we're operating off of the same reporting model, just the information for each plant is different formats, so it's identical. So this kind of really resembles a model that this particular demo is going to talk about. First of all, what I using better software with their skills than most of the people in downtown offices. Yeah, as a 14-year graduate. Okay. Alright, so I have to start on chapter 5. Really helpful if you have a printout for the PowerPoint thumbnails in your hand. We try to keep this as brief as possible. Kind of taking some shortcuts here to help move things along here. Alright, so here we go, chapter 5. is decimals. So what if I wanted to round to the nearest hundred in my answer? I can actually say to the -2. Now I've got 83 200 to the nearest hundred. If I wanted to do the nearest thousand, what would I do? Yes, I -3 decimals. Now I've got 83,000. I can actually round to negative decimals. Ooh, that was fun. Decimal places. Again, 8321706, which will round to, as far as my formatting goes, I got 0 decimal places in my formatting. That's what it's going to look like right there. My average percentage change is going to be, we're going to do round again. An average by dividing by 2. I'm going to keep that somewhat simple. I'm actually going to round this one because it's going to be a percentage. I'm going to round to 4 decimal places. We can see 0.025 is what it's going to round to, and format it like that. 2.5%. Let's go grab those cells. I and G5 using my G5 fill handle, drag, and then let's formatting. Yeah. However, I want to change these. I may want to do that with all of these. I've got 0 decimal places. And where I need it to the decimal place like that. That looks pretty good. I don't need 2 decimal places. I might have changed my instructions. I don't really care. I'm just doing stuff here on the fly anyway. That is page 1. Page 2. Now what we're doing is we're working with the consolidated expense worksheet. We're going to pull all these various pieces and operate them together. Okay. And let's see here. We're going to go to 13. And we're going to put some up there. I can do here for D4 through D12 is I can come up here with my two-headed arrow, that's what I hold, drag down, and eliminate D4 from that calculation. So that I can change and then we're going to do the same thing with F. So another way I can do this is I can click down in my argument on my formula, insertion point, backspace 5. Enter tab. Let's go to cell A1. Hit paste, Control D. There's my marching ant. Page 3. Okay. Now another way I can copy. Let's go back to the Sheet 1 tab. So one way is to copy all the contents to the worksheet. Right?